What's up, guys? Welcome back to Transcending Crypto, bringing you another market update for the day. In our last video, Bitcoin had hit the top of the range. It had hit our target perfectly since identifying the trend reversal here, high or low, at the bottom of the range at about 60K. In our last video, Bitcoin had hit the top of the range, the target that we had. And so far, it's just been consolidating at between the top trend line and between these prior daily highs that we broke. So in our last video, we were pretty much just saying that it was a possibility that Bitcoin could just come down and retest this breakout now from the prior daily high and the daily high before that as well. So again, for context, we identified that this was a bottoming formation here. We saw that this was an inverse head and shoulder momentum shifting structure developing. And then we identified bullish divergence here on the daily from this point to this point because price made a lower low, but the MACD made a higher low. So that meant that the sellers were losing momentum in this move down. So that's when we were looking out for a higher low here to form on the daily. And sure enough, it ended up forming a higher low here on this horizontal for this range that had been going on for over 2 months now. And then pretty much went up and we hit the target perfectly. And now we're just consolidating to see if this move is going to continue to break out to new all-time highs. But this is pretty much what we were saying in our last video, is it would be normal for Bitcoin to just make another higher low here on the daily and to retest the range that we broke out from. So again, this was the first daily high to break. That confirmed that this was the higher low here on the daily. And then this was the prior daily high before that 2 weeks ago. So last week's high and 2 weeks ago high. So for context, that is what Bitcoin is retesting right now after hitting the target for this upper trend line. And it'd be normal to see this kind of pullback anyways after hitting that target at the top of the range. But this is a perfectly normal retest here, retesting the breakout here for the prior weekly highs. And you can see that the daily 9 exponential moving average, this red line here, that's also where Bitcoin retested so far today. So the low was 67,588. And you can see that the support here for the last daily high that we broke is 67,467. So far, that's where price went and retested perfectly. And it's bouncing off of there at the moment. If this pullback were to continue a little further, then this the first daily high that we broke was at 65,541. We'll have to follow up and see what happens, but so far this is definitely a contender for where price could bounce from. So just retesting the breakout as support now, so right at the daily 9 exponential moving average. And then you can also see here on the RSI that the RSI got into the bullish control zone, got pushed back to the EMA, then bounced up for that move back into the bullish control zone. Now it's consolidating close to this EMA again, looking to bounce off. And you can see it's right where the bullish control zone starts. And what's more interesting is that the EMA price is at 67,348. which is pretty much where price went and retested this this high over here. So now we're looking to see if this if the bounce is going to continue from around this point for continuation to new all-time highs. So we're going to have to definitely monitor that. And then if we quickly look here on the weekly, we're still above the prior week's highs. And so far we're retesting. Then a 2-week chart is the same thing. RSI is where the EMA is at right now at 69,432. So price is slightly below that at the moment. But if this were to be a bullish breakout, then we'd be looking to see the EMA bounce off of the RSI. And the Bollinger Band is at 78,000 here. So that could be a possible target for the move. And on the weekly, it's at about 80,000. And then you can see the monthly chart is almost, it got close to a bullish engulfing here. And this is the prior all-time high. If I draw it here, 68,997. So Bitcoin had broke out above it. Then it had a kind of a retest. And now we're looking to see this bullish engulfing candle. We're looking to see price continue now. That would be a classic breakout where it breaks out and then does a retest and then continues. And that's would be a great bullish sign, being right at the prior all-time high. And then another interesting thing about the monthly RSI is it got all the way up to the bullish control zone, overbought, and then it got pushed back down to around the EMA and is looking to bounce off now as the EMA is getting into the bullish control zone. And you can see that the EMA price is at 55,924. And the low for the month was 56,522. So the EMA or the RSI pretty much retested around where the EMA was at. That was pretty much the low for the month. And now we're looking to see the RSI bounce off the EMA further into the bullish control zone now, with positive momentum building here on the MACD as well. So these are definitely great signs. And then this is the yearly chart for Bitcoin. Obviously, that's a great looking chart. We're right at the prior all-time high. Then one last thing I wanted to look at here on the monthly was for the last bull market, when the RSI was in a similar kind of posturing. So when the EMA got into the bullish control zone and the RSI was bouncing off of it, the last time it kind of looked similar to that was around here in this level. And you can see that in the last bull cycle, that was here at about this price here. So after the COVID flash crash, the RSI is in a similar kind of positioning to around like this level. So when Bitcoin was approaching the prior all-time high, like how we are now, and then the RSI and the EMA got into the bullish control zone, and you can see what followed afterwards. So yeah, definitely very promising for sure. So I'll go ahead and I'll leave it there for today. Definitely appreciate you guys. Go ahead, like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the market and where you think the market's heading. Would love to hear your thoughts. But thanks again, guys. We'll follow up in the next video. So we'll see you then.